Right, Panther DeVille. What a beautiful car that is. The chap bought it for fun, and he does the occasional wedding. He's bought it to us today for the hood to be reproofed, and he's going to have it recoloured as well. It does genuinely look a little bit tired, and you can see this little bit of perished around the stitching, and it's gone a bit grey. It's got a bit of dirt in these cracks, and generally it really is quite grey. The problem is it's not worth replacing. It'd have to have a designer one made. Be about £2,000 to put one on, and you know the car would need other things doing to make it mint. It's just not worth it. You know, I think we can do something with it. We can make it nice and in suit with the car. There's a patch been replaced here, so we want to try and get it looking like that, so it all looks nice and even. And you know, he keeps it in the garage anyway, so try and keep it going for a few more years, really. We're gonna clean it. You have to be very careful because it's fairly soft and fairly old. And we've got to get the dust out of it though, so that it will dry nicely before we then recolour it. I think it's going to need about certainly two, but possibly 3 coats of the colour. And he's also asked us to do the box at the back because that's all done in the same material. Right, now the cleaning is really the main job when it comes to doing this. You'll be surprised how much dirt comes out of an old hood. Kieran's using a detergent and a little brush, but we do have more powerful brushes, but this is a very sensitive old roof, and you know, I think we'll have to accept the compromise that it may not be perfectly clean. We'll probably get it 99%, but the finish will be good enough. You know, the aggressive brushes can cause a little bit of wear, and you know, it's usually you have to use them when you've got a really green roof, and there really is no other way. So you have to accept a bit wear. So ideally, if you've got a roof that's going green, you need to clean it little and often, as opposed to waiting for the green to really get in there, and you need a bit more aggression to get it out, or you know, abrasion. He's using the brush there gently to clean all in the gaps with the stitching. Of course, this is what will cause the you know, rotting and things later. So he's going to get all that right out of all the stitching and all the way around the edges. And the middle areas have really got to be cleaned very, very well. So you know, the whole thing's it's all about the cleaning. Right, it's been masked up. The back window's been masked up. You've got this chrome strip, which I've already done, and just wiped it off the strip after. It's fairly straightforward. I'm going to do above the back window. I'm showing you really the differences. You can see that it's quite a considerable difference. But it looks a little bit shiny as you put it on, but that will go matte, and then when we put the proofer on, it will go a more satin finish. Fairly close to what it would have been when it was new, to be honest. I'll coat this again. I want to get it right on those stitches as well. It's important to get it on those old stitches, because that will preserve them. Get it right around the edge there nicely. Right, so I need to get the dye right in and around those. So what I do is just go over them. Don't, you know, get the bristles right in there, and you know, don't be afraid of them. Just get the dye right in there. So now I'm about to apply the reproofer. The reproofer is to keep away moss and, you know, the growth and the green and that sort of thing. You might think it makes it waterproof, but they are already waterproof, of course. Most of these roofs have actually got a rubber membrane. But what it's doing is of course, you know, it's getting in between the fibres and making it so that all the grit and dirt and all that sort of stuff doesn't sink into the fibres. Of course, they're what cause wear. You know, if you get grit and dirt in the gaps, as you're folding it backwards and forwards, it's going to cause wear. So It looks a little bit like at the moment that it's going to dry all glossy, but it won't. It will dry like a nice satin finish, and it really will look good, which I'll show you soon. So nice even coat of Reproofer going on. Important to get it underneath all the stitches and everything, which I'll do in the little gaps. But yeah, and this is Renovo's product as well. They do the whole range, and yeah, it's very good. Right then, it's been reproofed now. I've given it a couple of coats of Reproofer, and it all looks nice. So it's time to pull the masking off. This is still, I've left this like this so it could get underneath the leading edge. Of course that's the area where it would get a lot of weathering. I'll pull this, all the paper masking off, and underneath it is like the car. So there you go. It's a lovely old thing, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. It does have a little bit of history. The film 101 Dalmatians, the brothers that owned it or made it were asked to sell it so that they could use it to make that film. But in actual fact, they wouldn't sell it, and they didn't want to do it. So they made a copy of it for the film. So this was the car that they copied. So how about that then? And there's your roof. You can see now that that panel, it still has a difference in colour there. So well, there's no bits. It's all done nicely in all the grooves, and you can see carefully there. But it's an old piece of material, and you know, I think now it looks fine. It's done the job. All the studs are nicely clipped back in, and it contrasts nicely against the white. There you go.